Okay, now today just I share one screen also. Now today I will start Angular part
Okay.
from initial. So uh, why Angular need? Okay, but we have already have jQuery, HTML, all things we have. Okay, so why we need Angular for that? One share one screen. Okay, can you see my browser?
Yeah.
Type script or 1 second. Mm, mm. Okay. Uh, this to okay. Actually, I am suppose that just remember these things. Or no problem. I just I tell you one only. I type on here. Okay. So suppose that key on here. I will start on here. Day two. Angular. Angular. Okay. So actually we have in the jQuery. We have suppose that in the jQuery. uh, without Angular, we have HTML and jQuery. Okay, so in the HTML, we have write the input type, input, uh, input, input, input type is equal to test. Okay, input type test, and in the jQuery, suppose that when we get the ID of this text box, then on here we write the dollar has, okay, and ID dot value. Okay, these things I have write on here for the when I write the HTML and use this ID. How to use this ID? So then we write the jQuery. Okay, and suppose the right ID is ID is something testy ID. Okay, testy ID. Okay, so if I change this ID, if I change this ID, then again I will change on here. This is dependent on here. If I change something on here, okay, so we need to change on also here, both place. Okay, so I remove these things. Come on Angular. Angular actually, uh, Angular is a binding framework. Angular is a binding binding framework. Means suppose that ki on here we have input type. Okay, on here we have HTML. This is talk about HTML and jQuery. Suppose that we have in the on here we have input type. Okay, so we have created the for it in the model, base actually. In the Angular we have created the model. in the in Angular we create the model. Suppose then what the use of model on here? Suppose that we have HTML. Okay, on here HTML, and on here actually I am not creating a diagram, so some confusion. Okay, on here HTML, and on here TypeScript. Okay, then both are connected. uh, I just open the paint. Okay. Mm, mm, okay, then I understand on here. Suppose that on here one is HTML, another is TypeScript. Then how to connect TypeScript to HTML? Suppose that I write on here input type test. Okay, on here, and in the TypeScript how to pass the value. Okay, so on here we have write the name. Okay, write the name through the model we have connect. Write the name. Okay, ng model. Okay, ng model, through the ng model we can connect on here. On here pass the value in the model, and this model go on TypeScript. Okay, and in the change in the TypeScript and update on input type, and means change in the HTML, then update TypeScript, change in the TypeScript, update HTML. Okay, so these things how to is possible through, then it is possible from the model. Okay, so this called Angular is a binding framework. Okay, binding framework means you can model base on here. This is a model base. Okay, they depend on model. This things is a binding through the model, from HTML to TypeScript and TypeScript to model through the model. This type things we can update the data from HTML to TypeScript, TypeScript to HTML. Okay, so due to the Angular is a binding framework. Uh, okay. This point you can understand, or you're not clear, any confusion on here?
Not clear, not clear, not clear.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Mm-hmm. Time. Okay. Uh, on here, suppose that I just give the example. Suppose that we have HTML, okay, and jQuery, okay, and suppose that we have write the input type Chandra, okay. Then I get value in the jQuery. Then through the jQuery, I so input type through the ID dollar has ID dot value, get value from in the jQuery. These things, okay. If I change the ID, then we cannot get value from the HTML to jQuery, okay, because I have changing on the ID, okay, okay. So in so far it suppose that in the HTML and TypeScript, based on model, because this is model means we have created the property name, okay. Model is equal to on here name, okay. So this is a property, okay. This is property. So I am not change this. This is ng model name, okay. So on the TypeScript, this value also on there, okay. So on change on here, then update TypeScript, update TypeScript change, update on here. Okay. So these things you can say binding framework. Uh, okay, I clear in further. If I give the example in further, so and after that we have suppose that key on here on here I create the one page. Okay, suppose that key I have one site, like I open the one site, mm, any new site. Okay, I give the any new site, any new site. We have one. I have three part. Okay, one is part showing news, one part is showing cricket info, and third part is showing is temperature. Okay, there is a three dip, means part on there. You can say, you can see on like this way, like because diagram we cannot understand. Suppose that one we one okay, one diagram, second diagram, okay, this is third diagram, okay. One diagram, one works is one works is news, one works is news, okay. Second works is uh second box is cricket info. Cricket info. Okay. Third box is temperature. Okay. Temperature. Okay. So there is a three box. Can you see my screen?
Visible,
Yes.
visible. The diagram is visible.
Okay. Okay. So on here we have three okay, rectangle. One is a news, second is a cricket, third is a temperature. Okay. There is a three is independent. If temperature change, then update these things. Okay. If cricket info change, then update these things. News change, then update these things only. Okay. So this is a component. Component. There is a component means you can understand in the MVC different user controls. Okay. User controls or in MVC we have created the user control in sp.net. In MVC we have created the parcel view. Correct. On here there is a three different component. Okay. There is a three different component. So you can say Angular is component based architecture. Component based architecture. Okay. Understand this point? On here we have three parts, three rectangle. It means three component. Three component is independent. Okay. So suppose that if any page we have used this three component, then there is a different component. So Angular is a component based architecture.
Okay. It means that it means that we divide our pages into the different component.
Correct. Suppose that we have
Okay.
dashboard. Okay. In the dashboard, multiple information we can show. Okay. Some like some calculation or some suppose that e-commerce site. Okay. On there one order transaction or customer user. So there is a four component on there. Four component. Okay. Separate component. Okay. So Angular main concept is in Angular is a component based architecture, means you can create anything, then you can create the separate component, not dependent and to another.
Okay.
Okay.
It means whatever module we have in that module, whatever pages we want to show on a UI, so we just need to create the component for that.
Yeah, component for that. And
Okay.
okay, there is a separate component all this. So Angular, why need Angular? So Angular is a component based architecture. Okay.
Okay.
And actually, and after that due to that is a you can say it is a fast and scalable. Why this region? It is a fast and scale level, because on here some mm, uh, actually this is a uh, connected to suppose that we have three component. Okay, so we can connect to parent to child. Suppose that we have parent. Okay, parent, then parent have four children. Okay, so this is interconnected, but you can pass data from this. Okay, I will talk to further this parent and child, because this is a confusion point. Okay, this is a fast and scalable. Okay, why need Angular? Angular is a binding framework. Second is a component based architecture. Third is a fast and scalable. Okay, this example for
So,
it, and second example is diagram, and this is a fast and scalable. I will give the example why it is a fast and scalable.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Suppose that when why come Angular before in 2012. we have 2012, we have Angular JS. In Angular JS, Angular, Angular, Angular JS. Okay, 2012. Okay, this is a pattern of MBBM. Okay, MBBM pattern architecture. Okay, now it is unsupported. Can you open this Angular JS? Angular, Angular JS. Okay, Angular JS. Okay, now is Angular JS support has officially ended January 2022. Means Angular JS
Oh,
is
certain.
closed. Okay, by the Google.
Okay.
Okay, now okay, the 2022 is closed. You can use but not supported by Google.
It means that any further update will not come, any support will not
Yes,
come from the company side.
yes. In the Angular JS, no further update will come. Okay. So after that, after that, Angular 2012 will come, and it's due to actually this is a based on JS, JS based on jQuery JavaScript based on Angular JS, but due to some things is issue on in Angular JS, like on their in the mobile version issue, sub compatibility issue. Okay, some issue on here, so come on Angular 2 2.0 in 2016. 2016. Okay, so if you can say Angular 2.0 will come, okay, then currently is Angular 20.0 2025. Okay, so you can say any person is work in Angular 2, then he can work on 20. But if any person work on Angular JS, then he cannot work on Angular 2.0. This is a major difference, completely difference in both Angular JS and Angular 2.0. This is a complete structure change.
Okay.
Okay, because on here component, this is a component based architecture. Okay, Angular 2.0, after 2.0, this is a binding framework component based architecture, but this is not based component based architecture, MBBM pattern.
MVP pattern means model view.
View model.
Okay.
Actually, I am use only work on this 2-3 months only. I'm not work on AngularJS. Okay. So actually, after that Angular 1 2012, after that Angular 2 16 come on. Actually, this is a one is a Angular is a open source framework. Okay.
Mm.
Actually, this is a single page. Uh, these things this is an Angular is written TypeScript and follow TypeScript syntax to write code. And this is a you can developer, if you want to develop the application for browser, mobile and desktop, then you can use Angular. Angular, simple Angular. Okay, this is the latest Angular you can call Angular, but Angular JS is called Angular JS. And you about the Angular, after 6 months will come new version. Two
Yes.
after four, after three will not come. Three had not come. After that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. After 6 months, next version will come. After that, two, why Angular 3 is not come? Because some versioning issue in the routing. Due to that reason, Angular 3 is not come. Any confusion on here? Then open the start.
No, no
Post.
confusion node is there, but
On
so
here.
Angular JS first will come. After that, Angular 2.0 will come for that.
Okay. Why come Angular? Okay. So actually, this is a mobile completely issue in the mobile Angular JS. Some drawback in the Angular JS. So uh, okay, I just open the VS Code. Okay, can you see my VS Code?
Yes.
Okay. Open on here. You know the this editor VS Code. Okay, I understand. Forget because TypeScript also is in the VS Code. Open on here terminal. Open terminal. New terminal. Okay. Then create the application. So for that create the application, what the command we need? Okay. Uh, command for Angular project creation. Okay. So on here we create the command on here create the command ng. Okay. ng new okay, and ng new project name
And
is
is a new get here, huh?
uh, yes, ng Angular
Okay.
new, and project name is you can write mm,
First
dem
application.
uh, okay, demo. Okay. Then okay, so correct. So on here CSS, SCSS. Okay, there is a multiple CSS file. Okay, so currently I'm using CSS. Okay, there is multiple. You can which CSS you want to select it. Based on CSS, you can write the CSS. Okay, so on CSS, CSS, there is different CSS. So I am using the CSS file. This file first is CSS. There is a different CSS. Yes, CSS we can use. Yes, source we can use. less we can use. Okay, so we can use SS. Okay, after that, do you want to enable server-side rendering or static generation? Okay, so currently we are not using server-side rendering. Okay, I will use server-side rendering and pre-rendering later. Okay, I discuss with the SSR and then we can use on here. Okay, then we have on here no. Okay, this is creating the project index. Mhm. Okay, this is generating Angular 19. Okay, just I check the just first install. First I check the version. Just add on here new. Okay, on here check the node version. Node hyphen version 20.19. So I install the 19. Okay, this is installing 19. Okay, I will talk on here 19. Actually 19 and 20 is only difference on here. This page will change. Okay, I will check why this creating 19. Okay, maybe some Angular node version will change on here, but Angular 20 is latest supporting. So I create the project. Okay, so same instruction in Angular 20, no change more. Okay, so one by one I am discuss on here. Uh, just start from the node module. Okay, on here node module is a public repository, you can say. Okay, this is a public repository. On here multiple file, you can say 200, 500 multiple file, and inside the file we have 100 10 100 files. Mm, okay, means on here no counting how many files in on here available. Okay, multiple file on here we can download an npm node module through the internet. If you have not internet work, then you cannot download. Okay, this node module
So
is
what is the use
yeah.
of node module?
Actually, node module is a uh, you can say this is a package. Okay, suppose that we have 100 package. Okay, and we want to use only two package. Okay, in the node module we have package multiple library, like suppose that in the C sharp we have library. Okay, NuGet package you can install and you can use. Okay, same things on here in node module. In the node module we have multiple libraries. All library is available on here, like Angular, Babel, Color, example, lib. This all library on here. Lib library, theme, all things on here.
Okay.
All things on here. Okay, we have
Okay.
thousand multi. We cannot count this how many libraries on here. Okay, but we want to use only two library or one library or 10 library or 50 library. Okay, so we can use from node module. We can use from node module. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
and after that, this is a public folder. On here we have icon. This is ICO icon favicon. When you run any site, then uh, inside you can run any site like mm, on here. This is a icon. Okay, this is a favicon. Okay, so this is a favicon icon. You can store any icon, multiple icon you can store, but this is a use for the when you run the then this is a favicon icon. Okay, after that we will talk about the SRC later. Okay, because this is a main folder on there. All things we have doing. After that we will talk about the editor config. Editor config on here. Uh, you can use for the like extension purpose or but mainly used for editor config. I'm not using. Okay, I will discuss on later. Okay, I confuse on here. Git ignore. Suppose that key how many files? Suppose that we have 10 file. Okay, 10 file. In the 10 file, in the 10 file we have not using two file like test folder. We are not using. Okay, when I publish publish the code, how many files we want to ignore? When publish the project. Okay, when we want to publish the project, then how many files we want to ignore? Then which file you want to ignore, you can register on here. You can register on here like on your dist folder. Dist you can ignore. Suppose dist folder on here available. When you publish the code, then dist folder is created. Okay, for the on there dist folder you have created the public build folder created on there. Okay, this file you can ignore when you publish the code. Okay, temp tmp file we have created. This is a we can ignore. Okay, out src, this file you can ignore. And node module, when you publish the code, then node module you can ignore, because this node module is used only for the developer purpose. Okay, because I am used on here TypeScript. Okay, in the TypeScript we can use the node module. When I publish the code, then TypeScript is convert into the JavaScript. Correct. So on there we no need node module. Okay, publish code no need node module. Only developer purpose we need only node module, because this I am writing the code in TypeScript. Okay, for that we need node module. After publishing the code, convert code in the JavaScript, and JavaScript no need these things. Okay, after that if you ignore this debug log and these things, idea, project, class, all things, settings. On settings also I created on there. This is settings. Setting on there on here. Setting. Okay, setting on there we have created the setting launch file. This is a we have ignored this file when you publish the code. Okay, and this all file we can ignore when publish the code. Okay, this is a git ignore. Okay, after that we have angular.json. Angular.json used for the CLI purpose. Angular.json is used for the CLI purpose mainly. Means on here, right? You can say sorry, like one by one. I am tell you. Suppose that on here, just I okay on here. This is a schema node modules. Okay, this is a step from the node module. Okay, schema.json, and version I am using 1. New project name is root project is project. Okay, I project name is demo. Just I then create the project on demo name, then it is a demo. Okay, and source root src. If you want to change the on here change the folder name. If you want to change the folder name src, this is src. If you want to change for the src1, you can change on here src1, and on here also change src1. Okay, on here this is a source root, this is a source root on there, this is okay. Prefix, okay, I just open the src. Okay, on here this is a app. Okay, app on here. In the app, this is create the app. Okay, this is create the app. So this will come from on here, from here. This will come from here. Okay, suppose that if we want to change on here Chandra, then when I create the component, then Chandra hyphen home dot component dot ts. Okay, this prefix will use in whole application. Understand? Two things you can understand: source root and prefix. Okay, I will change name and then create the project. I will show you later. Okay, I check on here. I change the name on Chandra. Okay, and go to the terminal. Okay, create the project name ng generate component test 1. Correct? ng generate, g means generate, c means component, test 1 component name. Okay, g means generate, c means component, test 1 component name. Okay, just I enter. Command is not available. Okay, actually session 1, actually I am inside the session 1, but project is inside the demo. Correct? Due to that reason, this error is coming. This command is not available when running the Angular CLI outside the workspace. Understand? Okay. Then inside the demo, go inside the demo. Okay. Then go inside the demo. Then again run this command. Okay. This message is coming when you store the data on the global server. Okay. On there, then you can. This is you can yes. No need these things. Okay. On here, I create the component. Okay, component name is test1. Okay, test1. Just I check on here Chandra. Correct? This name come from there, Chandra. From here, from there, name come from here. Okay, this is Chandra. Understand? Selector,
Yes.
name change Chandra. Okay, I delete this, but only show this how I will come. Okay, then undo. Actually, I am a use app for the standard purpose. Prefix use app for the standard purpose. And src also used for the standard purpose. You can change the src something, you can change folder name. Okay. So after that, these things used for the build, this used for the serve. Okay. And these things are this used for the testing purpose. Okay. We have used the project, we have suppose the build means suppose in the .NET we have created the, we have used the build, same things on here build. Serve means run. In the .NET you can use run the application. On here we have syntax is serve. Serve means run. Understand? Okay. In the build we have what we need in the build. in the option output path dist demo. Okay, when you build the application, then on there, suppose that I build, I build the application. Okay, ng build, you can write complete syntax build, or you can start v, anything you can write. Then this output path we have dist, inside the dist create the demo path. Okay, after build, because this is a build. Okay, inside the builds we have option. Okay, this line will builder, this line will use for the building purpose. This is a plugin. Okay, this plugin used from the node modules. These things, all things is in Angular dev kit. This is for the build purpose, and this is also from the node module. Okay, this is a plugin schema purpose. Okay, and this is a project, this is a complete project, this is a project name. Okay, okay, these things for the schema purpose, because this is a schema version 1 new project, this is a schema. Okay, on there this is a for building purpose, and this is okay, you can say yes. After that is not come again. Okay, so option configuration build. Okay, I am checking on only build on here. Okay, so I build, go to the option dest demo, check on here. Okay, on there option dist, correct, understand, dist demo, on here demo folder. Okay, demo folder, inside the demo create the, this is a build, this is a build file. Actually this build file we can publish in the server for the run the application. When you deploy the code, this code we can deploy, this code we can deploy. Okay, inside the browser, this browser, this code we can deploy, because on here all things, this is JS file, over JS file. Okay, all things is bundling on here. Okay, output path, inside the dist folder, demo folder, we can build the application. Okay, and this is a index, this is a startup page, index.html, and browser and when run the browser, when come on here, this is a main file, this is a src, inside the src we have index.html. Okay, this is a main file, when run the application, this is a first file. Okay, run the, and from here we can run, this is a main.ts file and index.html, this is a when build the application, then main.ts and then index.html, html file and ts file, this will main file for the build the application. Okay, on here we have polyfills zone.js we are using, but Angular, this is Angular 19 we are using zone, but in the Angular 20 is feature coming if you want to use zone or zoneless, but in Angular 19 is using zone. Okay, because in when I create the project, option is not coming if you want to use zoneless or zone, but in Angular 20 when you create the project, then on option is coming if you want to create the zoneless or zone. Okay, this I checked why create now project in 20. Okay, after that on here ts config means what is the ts config on here, ts config dot app.json. Okay, on here all things related to the TypeScript. Okay, this TypeScript, this include src, uh, this is a types, this is a directory from the app uh, output path, our directory here. Okay, this thing Angular. Okay, this is used for the JSON, mainly used for the this is used for the mainly TypeScript.
Okay. That guy
Configuration
left.
configuration file.
Hello.
Hello, yes, tell me.
That guy, one more guy. That guy left, I think. 10 minutes
Sorry.
ago. Another guy is there. No? He left.
Okay, another guy is not available. Okay.
Now, how to check this video online? No? Where I can see the video on this video.
Sorry.
Where I can see this video.
Yeah, yeah,
Recorded
yeah.
sessions.
I will show you on here. You can subscribe my channel. No,
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't.
on there you can go to the on here. On there you can subscribe. Actually, I am uploading on here. Okay,
Okay.
all video on here. So
Okay.
you can copy and I send the link on WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Okay, I will send the link on WhatsApp. Okay, later.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Okay, so this
Yes.
is a this is a uh, this is a used for the configuration purpose. Okay, this is a TS config for the configuration purpose for the TypeScript. Okay, and and uh, and after that this is a ignore angularization for the CLI purpose. Okay, on here this is a CLI purpose. This is a use the style on here. We can, if you want to add style more, then comma you can add on here, like something multi, suppose you 10 on here, all file is globally. If you can add on here CSS file, then this file is globally. Whole application use this CSS file, style.css. And if you want uh, uh, not use on here, then this that file is a private, means that only for that component you can use. If you register on here, then this CSS is applicable in whole application. Okay, suppose that if you want to any script, then you can pass on a script on here. This is also on global purpose. This is style on here. You can register the style on here. Register the script. Okay, and on here, on there, we have production configuration. Suppose that we have oh sorry, just okay. This is a configuration for the production purpose. Just collect on this is a collect. Okay, one is a production, second is a development. Okay, one is a production, second is a development. Okay, for the production purpose, suppose that ki initial and maximum burning. Suppose that we have got the burning and burning size we want to uh, 500 kb only, not more. If you 500 kb maximum burning and maximum error is 1 MB. Suppose that if you want to burn error want 5 MB, then you can add only update on here 5 MB. You can get the error. If you greater than 5 MB, you cannot get the error. Okay, and same thing on here burning. If you want to burning uh, 5,000, then you can add on here or less than on here. Okay, these things you can configure on here. Okay, how many size you can get the error. Okay, so by default is MB. You can change on here according your requirement. Okay, after that component style. This is a initial, means this is for the style purpose. Okay, this is for the TS purpose. This is a initial type initial. Okay, this is a for the style purpose when you write the CSS. Okay, so CSS, if you one is 4 KB, then you can show. Okay, less than 4 KB or 4 KB. Okay, less than 8 KB, then you can show the error. If in the style error is coming less than 8 KB, then you can show. Okay. After the output hashing is nothing. Output hashing. This is some syntax. I will tell you. Okay. This configuration for the developer purpose. Optimization. If you want to optimization code something, then you can true extract license. Okay. Source map. These things for the developer purpose, deployment purpose. Okay. When you optimize these things, we can tell you later. Okay. This thing you can understand. Okay. For the
Yeah.
product only. Okay.
Yeah.
After that, this is a default configuration is production. Okay. If you change the default configuration dev, then you copy and paste. This will change. Okay. After that, this is a configuration. Okay. Configuration. After that, we will talk about the server. Okay. This is will talk about the build. Okay. And this will talk about the serve. Serve means run. Okay. So run. So this plugin we can use for this that. Okay. This plugin we can use, and this demo build. Okay. Demo build production, and this is setting for the production. This is setting for the development. Okay. This is a development. Okay. Demo build production, because when you this is syntax, because inside the demo, then build, then production. Okay. And this is for the build development. And on here, this is for the I18. This will for the this will okay. This will talk to later. Okay. This is for the testing purpose only. This is testing for Karma. We can use Karma plugin for the testing purpose. Okay. This is Zone.js. Okay. Zone.js testing, and this all things used for the, and on also on here this is style for the this syntax, all things. This is style. On here you can register on style. When you testing, then you can register on style, which style you are using, or more style you can add on here. Script you can mod here for the testing purpose. Okay. Karma Karma tool is using on here, Karma plugin. Okay. Analytics, you can key is generated for the analytics when you SEO. Okay. When do SEO, then analytics on there we can show. So this is a unique key in application. This is by default generated. You can change on here. Okay. This is these things, all things for the Angular CLI. When you build, okay, through the CLI. When you run, when you serve, through the CLI. Okay. When you create the component, through CLI, change the name, SRC, all things is through the CLI is happening on here. Angular.json. Okay. After that, any confusion still,
No, fine.
because for you know, okay, maybe you have confusion, then you can see the video, and any confusion, then let me know tomorrow. Okay.
Sure.
Because we need to complete this structure today.
Mhm.
Okay. After that, we have package.json file. This is a package.json file. Suppose that you first ask the question, why what is the node module? Okay. In the node module we have 100 plugin. Okay. But we want only on here only 8 10 plugin. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay. This is a dependency. This is a plugin. This plugin come from node module.
Mhm.
Okay. When I build, okay, when I run the command npm install, okay, then npm install check the plugin, how many plugin you want to install, then come from take plugin from here and download from node module. First take plugin one by one. First check angular.i common module. After that compiler, core, form. Okay. Platform browser dynamic router, RxJS, CSLib, Zone.js. All plugin one by one download from the node module. If I change the version on here 19.2.0, if tomorrow version change, then npm install and on change the version and download from here node module, it will come. Okay, this is a dependency and this is a dev dependency. Both are different. Okay, both are different on here. Dependency, when I deploy the application on production, then this dependency will run. Then this dependency will run. Okay, when deploy the application on production, then the dependency will run. Dependencies only. Okay, when you develop the code, then dev dependency will run. Only dev dependency will run. Okay, on here when you develop the code, then this dependency will run. When you deploy the code, then this dependency will run. When you deploy the code, if you want to remove this dependency, you can remove. When you develop the code, if you want to remove this dependency, you can remove. Because when you develop, then this dependency will work. Because on the production, no need to karma. No need to karma. Okay. In the dependency, you can check on here. On here, no karma. Because karma is for the testing purpose, for developer. For developer, only testing purpose, karma. Okay, karma and Jasmine. And production, we no need to karma and Jasmine. Correct? So these things you can understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Before that, we have some on here. This is a project name. Okay, version, you can want to change the version. Suppose that you have created the project version 1. Okay, after second build, you can version 1.2. Okay, you can change 1.2. 3 something you can change. This is a project version. Nothing on here. Okay, this is a demo project name. On here, this is a script. If the script we have write the on there ng. Okay, this is a script come from the Angular. If you want to change on here ng something abc, then come on here, write abc and run application. ng serve, then abc serve. This syntax come from here. Okay, same things you are checking on here ng build, then on change we need to change all things on here. Okay, you can test this all things. If any confusion later issue, then will let me know. Okay, this is when you run the application, then ng serve. Okay, when you build the application, then ng build. Okay, if you batch all the configuration, okay, then ng build and batch all the configuration. You can see this command from this command. If you test the run, if you for the testing purpose, you can run the application, then command ng test. Okay.
Okay.
These things are for the packaging. Okay. After that, you have question. We have UU on the package.json. So why use package.log.json? What is the purpose of this? Okay. When I build the code, okay, when I build the code, then suppose that we have version change on here. Okay, then log when the serve the application on there, this version copy from here and paste on package.log.json. Same things on here. You can check on here. All package come from package.json. Package.json dependency, all dependency from here. All dependency, all things from here. Okay, and paste on log.json file. Before after that on here we need to this plugin also available on log.json, because log.json is a log file. On here you cannot change. Okay, after something you change on here you can change, but after build again, suppose that I delete this file again, I delete this file. Okay, and when I build this file terminal, okay, ng build. This is command again fail. I go to the cd demo. Okay, then ng build. You can write build or complete build build. Okay, and then after that ng is we need to npm install. We want to npm install on here. npm install. You can write I or install complete. Okay, when I create the npm install, then this file is created again. Okay, same file is created again. Okay, so this file is log file. Okay, something you are changing, then again npm install and version change. Suppose that on here version something you change, then download from node module. Oh, okay, after that package.log.json file, log file for the serve purpose. Then you run the application, then package.log.json file is used. Okay, after that if you want to further you want to talk about the CI/CD. For that we can use only package.log.json file. This is CID. When you talk about later CI/CD, then for that use package.log.json file. Okay, so you can understand that git ignore angular.json, package.log.json, package.json. Okay, and this file tsconfig.space.json is used for the testing purpose. On here Jasmine. Okay, Jasmine used for the testing purpose. This file is for SPCC file. tsconfig.spc.json file is for the testing purpose file. If you want don't need to testing, then you can delete. Okay, if you want to delete, if you don't want testing, then you can remove the JSON Karma or Jasmine, all things from the application. Okay, and this file for the tsconfig version. On here define the tsconfig. This is a target ECMAScript 2020, a module ECMAScript. This is a ECMAScript 2020 using on here. And on here this is a strict mode true. Okay, in last session we have tell you the directory, output directory. On there we have stored the my out directory, out folder. Okay, output directory. This is a dist inside the dist out directory. When you compile the code, then tsconfig file on their store. Okay, I will check these things. And on here these things all the skip I said module and bundling. These are related to the ts configuration. All configuration for the ts. We don't need to change this configuration because this is a standard. If you want to learn, you can learn one by one what the use of this. Okay, so tsconfig specification ts app.json. This for the application purpose. Readme. This is a document. What the use of this building to build the project run ng build. Okay, ng build. What is the use for the all document review? What is the purpose of syntax? Developer server. Okay, this you can this thing. This is by default is run on the 4200. Okay, so and ng generate component name. What the command just okay, ng generate component and component name. You can write the command. If you want to some help, ng generate help. Okay, and ng build. If you want to build the application, ng build. If you want to test, ng test. And if you want complete testing, end-to-end testing, then e2e. You can write command. Okay, this all things. This is a readme for the document. For the you can check the command. What the purpose of this command.
Yeah, sure.
And okay, these things we have only this lang.json file. We are also using lang.json task and extension. This I will tag this later. VS Code folder Angular. I will tag later. Okay, these things you can understand. Okay, any confusion? If you see the video, if any confusion tomorrow, then please let me know. Okay.
Sure. Tomorrow
Okay.
night class or morning class?
Okay, yeah, tomorrow in the night, 10 a.m. 10 p.m. Sorry.
10 p.m. Ah,
10.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.